Okay, so as parents, we all want to raise kids who can make really smart, thoughtful decisions, right? But how do you actually teach that? In this explainer, we're going to break down two simple but seriously powerful tools you can start using at home, like today, to build up their critical thinking.
I mean, think about it for a second. Our kids make tons of little choices all day long: what to wear, what game to play, the easy stuff. But how often do they really get a chance to practice making the hard ones? We're talking about those tricky friendship dilemmas or figuring out how to handle a big responsibility. The real growth, it doesn't just come from getting it right every time. It comes from having a safe space to practice the thinking itself.
And that right there is the key. Good judgment is like a muscle. Just like learning to play the piano or a sport, it gets stronger with practice. This isn't about just throwing them in the deep end and letting them fail. It's about guiding them through the thought process in a totally safe and supportive way. So let's jump into our first tool, role play scenarios. This one is an amazing exercise that's all about imagination and, most importantly, conversation. The real power of role playing is that it's basically a risk-free lab for life. There's no pressure to perform. It gives kids a chance to explore different choices and what might happen because of them, all without the fear of making a real-world mistake. They get to think ahead, flex their empathy, and really consider different points of view. It's awesome. And the method itself is incredibly simple, you'll see. First, you just set up a little scenario. Then you ask that simple question. So, what would you do? After that, you just talk it out, explore the pros and cons. And finally, you reflect together on what the likely outcomes might be. See, the goal isn't to find the one right answer. It's all about understanding the why behind their choice. Here's a classic example you could try out. This friendship challenge is fantastic because it pits two really important values against each other: loyalty to your friend versus honesty. It immediately cracks open a rich discussion about consequences, about fairness, and about what it really means to be a good friend. All right, on to our second tool. This one moves away from social situations and more into pure strategic thinking, the classic game of chess. I absolutely love this description, a mental gymnasium. It's so true. Chess is this super practical, engaging, and structured way to sharpen your child's thinking. It's a workout in patience, planning, and problem solving, all disguised as a really fun game. So, at its core, chess teaches one absolutely crucial skill: the difference between just reacting to what's in front of you and actually planning ahead. It forces you to look several moves into the future, constantly training your brain to see cause and effect. And that's a skill that translates into everything, from thinking through a big homework assignment to planning for a future goal. It's so much more than just moving a pawn. And the benefits? They're huge. With every single game, chess builds patience, focus, and serious problem-solving skills. A single wrong move can vividly teach the consequences of your actions. And as kids start to see their strategies actually work out, their confidence in their own ability to make decisions just skyrockets. Okay, so whether you're using role play or you're playing a game of chess, your role in all this is not to be a judge or a teacher who has all the answers. Your role is to be a guide. And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The whole point is to create an environment where your child feels totally safe to explore ideas, even the ideas that might not be perfect. It's all about sparking their curiosity, not demanding that they get it right. So, here are some really practical tips. Instead of asking, "Is that the right choice?" try something more like, "Oh, interesting. What makes you think that's the best option?" If they suggest something you completely disagree with, resist that urge to correct them right away. Instead, you could gently ask, "Huh, that's an idea. What do you think might happen if you did that?" The goal is always to build their thinking habits through curiosity and to make them feel heard and respected. So, what's the long-term payoff here? Why put in all this time and effort? Well, it's about building a solid foundation for their future success and their well-being. What it all boils down to is this: when kids get to regularly practice making decisions in a safe space, they build habits that stick with them for a lifetime. They become better problem solvers, they learn to manage their impulses, and they develop the confidence to really trust their own judgment when it truly counts. So there you have it. These tools are simple, but their impact can be absolutely profound. Maybe tonight at dinner or on the drive to school tomorrow, you can just start small. What's the first decision you're going to explore together?